Good morning, everyone. Today is October 24th, 2024, and you know what that means. It's the last Thursday of the month, so this is our monthly webinar series. Let's talk about real estate with Area Mays. We're thrilled to have you with us on this morning. Whether you're tuning in live or catching the replay later, thanks for being here. My name is Thomas Robertson, and I am the Technology and Metrics Director for Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation. Now, before we dive in, let's give a quick shout out to our board chair, Jennifer Garrett, our executive director, Dr. Michael O'Miner, and our powerhouse project director, Mrs. Lottie Miner. We couldn't do this without you. And also, we're not just live on Zoom, we're also streaming this morning's show on Facebook and as well as on our app, our Oak Hill Regional CDC app. So if you would, you can take the time now to download our Oak Hill Regional CDC app. Just go to your Apple App Store or your Google Play Store and download and search Oak Hill Regional CDC, and you should see our logo, see our app pop up. If not, just give us a quick chat and we will send you the link. Before we get started, I want to remind you about a few of our upcoming events. Of course, Medicare Open Enrollment 2025 began Tuesday, October 15th. Our next third Wednesday Parent Resource Chat will be the November the 20th, 2024 at 11 a.m. And also, Open Enrollment 2025 for the Affordable Care Act begins Friday, November 1st, 2024. October Health Services for for this month is National Church Safety and Security Month, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And so, without prolonging the time, I'll come back later to give you more information about the updates in our upcoming webinars. But right now, I want to dive straight into this chat about let's talk about real estate with Area Mays. Ms. Mays, it's on you.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for tuning in. I'm Area Mays. I'm a real estate agent slash broker. I've been in real estate for the last 18 years. And I'm excited to share information with you all about your real estate needs. Whether you're looking to purchase a home or if you're looking to be a first-time home buyer, you already have an existing house and you want to purchase a home, or even if you want to sell your house, we want to help you with your real estate needs. If you're a real estate investor, we like to help you with that as well. The real estate, we believe that the real estate, everyone deserves to own real estate, whether it's investment property or homeowner. Everyone deserves to own real estate, and everyone deserves to own their own home. It has been said that a lot of children do better in school when their parents own a home opposed to them possibly living in an apartment. However, you know that, and we know that some people can't purchase a home. So if you have to live in an apartment, it's okay. But when you can prepare yourself to get ready to move forward to purchase a home, we're here to help you. Buying a house does mean and help to create generational wealth. Generational wealth is what can be passed down to from one family member to another family member, whereas the parent can pass it down to their children's. Also, owning a home, you gain equity in a house, which allows you to be able to do other things with an investment or to remodel a home, or if you needed to purchase a car for your children's education. So that's what home ownership gives you the benefit of having. In preparing for purchasing a home, we do suggest that you prepare. So prepare. So I'm going to give you some steps as to what to expect when you get ready to purchase a home. Preparation is very important. Be sure that you have worked on your credit. Some people don't know what their credit score is. There's an annual credit report.com. You can pull a credit report up and see what's on your credit report. But be sure to pay your bills on time. You want to have a good credit score. And we do have Joyce Gillard, a loan officer, who will be speaking to you all today about what is needed to prepare to purchase a home. So you do want to have a good credit score, about 640 above, is what you'll want to have. And the first thing that you do when you get ready to purchase a home, a lot of people say, well, I don't know what I need to do. The first step for purchasing a home is to get your loan approval. A lot of time people would think, well, I want to go find me a house and then I get pre-approved. That is not a really good suggested step that we suggest that you take. It's really recommended that you first get your pre-approval. That way that you'll know how much of a house you can buy. And that helps to protect you in the process of purchasing a home. And for one reason, because just say hypothetically you was getting ready to purchase a home and you wanted to purchase a house and you've seen a house for, I'm going to say $300,000. And the loan officer come back after you went through the process and said that you only qualify for 250. Well, that's a disappointment to you because you would have gotten your mind set and wanted to buy that house that you've seen previously. So getting the pre-approval is very important and the first step to purchasing a home. The lender is going to want to see your W-2s, your pay stubs, your tax returns, your bank statements. So be sure all of that is in order in a part of your preparation. After you've gotten pre-approved, then you want to find you a realtor. So that's when a real estate agent come in, is after you've gotten your pre-approval, you'll find you a real estate agent. And then be sure when you're searching for a real estate agent that you're searching for a knowledgeable real estate agent that can help you to find the house that you need. And if you ever come across a real estate agent who you've gone through the process and you've gotten your pre-approval and you've seen a house in the price range that you desire to be in or the location that you desire to be in, and that real estate agent refused to show you houses in that area or send you houses in that area, then you may want to consider another realtor, because once you get pre-approved, it's your choice because this is your investment that you're going to be paying for. So you definitely want to be in the area that you desire to be in. After you find your realtor, you all have signed a buyer's agency agreement, then you will start your new home search. And that's the process of going to look at houses. And a lot of people know which location they want to be in, depending on the schools, different schools, or some people even say that I want to be near a hospital. So the location is very important. As long as you finished the process of the approval, location is very important. Once you find the house that you desire, then that's when your realtor began to negotiate the process with you. You make an offer. And an offer can be accepted, rejected, or countered. So if it's countered, then that means that they're saying, no, we won't do this, but we'll do that. And of course, that's not the end of it. You can go back with another counter with them with your terms. So you can go back and forth with the negotiation. Your realtor will be doing this for you, negotiating the contract or the offer for you. Then once you come into an agreement, that's when it's become a contract. So it's not, at the beginning, it's an offer, and then it's a contract once you come into an agreement. Unless the seller reject your offer. If the seller reject your offer, then that means that it's rejected. It means it's dead. However, if you have rethought the offer that you previously submitted and you desire to submit another offer, and it's not too late that someone else hasn't gotten that house, then you can submit another offer. And there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes people have second thoughts and say, well, I did want this, but now I've changed my mind and I'm going to do this. So it's nothing wrong with submitting a second offer if an offer was rejected. However, if it was accepted, then you're under contract. Once you're under contract, you're going to pay your good faith money. That's your earnest money. That's the money that you'll pay to say that for the seller to take the house off the market, and that say that you're committed to buying the house. However, that comes with contingency. There's contingencies that will be in place on the contract. It'll be contingent upon a satisfactory home inspection. We do highly recommend you get a house inspected before you purchase. A home inspection usually costs about $350. So we do highly recommend that you get the house inspected. It's contingent upon a satisfactory appraisal, and it's also contingent upon your loan going through, that the lender in the midst of the process did not find any issues that would cause you not to be able to get the loan. So you do have that contingency, and it's also contingent that the house has a good title. So you want, when you purchase a home, there's going to be a real estate agent, you have a lender, and then you have an attorney. So the attorney would do the title search, and it's going to be, if everything is good with the title search, then you all can proceed on. Typically for a home inspection, it takes about 7 to 10 days, or you have up to 7 to 10 days to get the house inspected. So you want to take advantage of the inspection time and then negotiating the repairs. Typically in Mississippi, the seller will pay for a termite inspection. That's very important too. You don't want to buy a house without a termite inspection. So typically in Mississippi, the seller would pay for a termite inspection. In the Tennessee area, it's a little bit different. The buyer would pay for the termite inspection, and that's done during the time of the home inspection. You have the home inspection and you pay for a termite inspection. The termite inspection usually costs about $100, but however, we really highly recommend both. A home inspection and a termite inspection is very important when you're purchasing a home. After that, then your lender will send the appraisal. You can, if need be, you can ask the lender to hold off on sending the appraisal until after the house has been inspected, so that you can be sure that you're going to proceed with the sale. The reason why is because you don't want to have paid $350 for a home inspection and $550 or more for an appraisal, and you're not going to go through with the process, or the seller didn't agree to take care of the repairs. Sometimes that's lost money, and you don't want to do that. And if you got an agent, they should be mentioning that to you, that hold off before you pay for the appraisal until we've negotiated the home inspection repairs. So after that, if everything is good, the lender is doing their process, the closing attorney is doing their process, the closing attorney will be taking care of the title search and things like that. Once everything is good on their end, everything is good with the inspection, everything is good with the closing attorney, the lender, then that usually takes about 30 to 45 days. It can be done earlier than that, but typically it's about 30, 45 days. And that's when you get a clear to close. Getting a clear to close is your happy moment. That's when the lender has gone through the process, the underwriter has cleared everything is cleared, and that's the time that you can take a deep breath and you can smile and say, okay, I'm getting ready to go to closing. At that time, after you get the clear to close, in about 1 or 2 days, you'll be going to the closing table. And that's when you'll go to the attorney office. But prior to that, you want to go to the house that you're purchasing to do a final walkthrough. Now, final walkthrough is very important, in my opinion. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why I say that. It's a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons why I say be sure that you go for a final walkthrough is because from the time that seller have moved out of that house, if they've moved out much prior to you getting ready to go, the clear to close, you want to be sure that nothing has been damaged in the house, nothing has been stolen. I'll give you one example that I experienced. That I had a client that she said, okay, I don't need to go for a final walkthrough. She was actually pregnant and getting ready to have a baby, and said she didn't need to go for the final walkthrough. And I don't think she went to the house for a couple of days after she had closed, but when she had gotten there, her stove had been stolen out of the house. So a lot of things can happen. So we do highly recommend that you go for a final walkthrough right shortly after you've gotten it clear to close, and right before closing, maybe a day before closing. You can't go the same day as the closing, but we do highly recommend that. And then after that, going to the attorney, getting the clear to close, then that's when you get the keys. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that sometimes you may not get your keys on the day of closing. That's very important to know, because the process with the lender and all the money that has to transfer sometimes doesn't happen that same day. So therefore, you may not get your key on the day of closing. It may have to be the day after closing. So I always try to tell my clients that so that they can be prepared just in case, to know that it could be the next day after closing that I may get my keys. And that goes for when you're getting ready to sign up for people to come in, the moving companies and things like that. You may want to wait until the day after closing before you set all that up, so that you don't have any discrepancies of you not being able to have access to the house when you want access to the house. So that's the information about the real estate process. If you have any questions, always feel free to contact me. And now we have Joyce Gillard. She's a loan officer with Renaissance Bank. She's going to be telling you all about the loan process, about the benefits and the grants and things that's available to new home buyers and to existing home buyers. Joyce has been she's been in the mortgage business for about 14 or 15 years, but she's been in the real estate business for, and when I say real estate, she worked, maybe it's a title company or something like that, for the past 20, probably about the past 20 years. So we're going to have Joyce to speak to us if she's still logged on. Hold on just a minute. Let me see if she's logged on. Joyce, are you logged on? Hold on just a minute. She's probably trying to get logged on. If she has gotten out the system, she has a computer that sometime may boot her out, and she has to get logged back on. We're just waiting on Joyce to get logged on. In the meantime, if we have any questions, if anyone have any questions, you can feel free to ask me during this time while we're checking to see if she's going to get logged back on.
So I have a quick question. My question is about if you're purchasing a home that is sold as is.
Uh-huh.
And I noticed that you mentioned about having the appraisal done and to go through to see what repairs needed to be done and all of those things, if it's a house that you're really interested in purchasing. However, I know if a house is sold as is, then that's just like a risk that you take. Is that correct, with paying all the monies?
It's not necessarily like a risk that you take. And the reason why is that you can buy a house as is, but have the contingency. Just do not remove your contingency. The contingency is what's going to protect you. So just say hypothetically, you agree to buy a house as is, but it's contingent upon a satisfactory home inspection, or it's contingent upon a satisfactory appraisal. Then that gives you your security, so that if there is issues with the house and you decide not to move forward with it, then you can get your earnest money back and cancel the contract. So
Thank you.
I would suggest never accept a house as is and remove those contingencies. Now, some people will remove the contingencies. For instance, I was selling a house to an investor this week, and he was paying cash for it, but he removed all the contingencies to say, yes, I'm going to go through with this here, regardless of, what the outcome may be. So just keep those contingencies because they protect you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Sure is. I see that Joyce is now logged back on. Joyce, we're ready to hear from you. Okay, Joyce, you may want to unmute it.
Can you hear me?
We can, yes.
Okay. Good morning, and thank you, Aria, for inviting me this morning. I am a senior mortgage loan officer with Renaissance Bank. As Aria stated, I've been in the business around 15 years, the most recent 4.5 years with Renaissance Bank. And I just would like to tell you a little bit about Renaissance Bank, if you don't mind. Renaissance Bank has been around since 1904. That's over 100 years.
Oh.
And they started from very, very humble beginnings in Lee County, Mississippi. It is a community bank, but it's positioned as a big bank. And the reason it's positioned as a big bank because of the variety of products that they offer. One of the things that they do offer at Renaissance Bank is we have a wealth management program as well as a full service banking. We're over $17 billion in assets and 198 offices that provide banking, lending, wealth management, and financial services in Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North and South Carolina. We contribute our success to our teammates who are committed to diversity and inclusion, as well as investing in our communities as a way of better understanding the people we serve. So this morning, I would like to discuss what a buyer can expect during the approval process. And I'm sorry that I was not able to get on earlier, but I do want to go over this information. I think it'll be very beneficial. When you start the process of a loan application, the first thing I personally like to do is to have a consultation with my buyers. And that consultation can uncover any issues or concerns that a buyer may have. And it also alleviates some of the stress of purchasing a home. It's not a hard process, but we can make it a difficult one. So we want to always be prepared, and we can be prepared by knowing what documentation we're going to need. And some of the documentation that you need, I think Aria mentioned some of the things you're going to need your pay stubs, your W-2s, your bank statements. You're going to need information about your resident. Where have you lived in the last 2 years? Where have you worked in the last 2 years? And when you start putting this information together, sometimes we forget when we started working at a place, or we might not even know the address. I have had some people just say, I know the street is on. So we want to make sure we have all the detailed information. We'll be asking about your position, the hire date, contact information, the address, a phone number to verify that information. Once we gather all that information, then we'll be able to determine what you need. What are your needs? Do you need down payment assistance? Do you need help with your credit? Just what do you need? And we will have to pull your credit. As I tell people all the time, credit is king. It's so important that you work on your credit. If you know you have credit issues, please discuss that with me, and I can help you and point you in the right direction. Credit determines if you truly can qualify for a mortgage. If your credit is not up to par, we have to work on that. Once we complete your application with all the supporting documentations, some of the documentations that we need, Aria mentioned some of it, your most recent 30 days pay stubs, last 2 years W-2s. If you're self need your most recent 2 years tax returns, your most recent 2 months bank statements, all pages. Even if that page is blank, if it says 1 through 5, we need 1 through 5. And at that point, once we gather all that information, we can determine exactly how much money you can qualify for. Like Aria mentioned, I believe I heard her say that you might want a house $300,000, but you can't only get approved for $250,000. So there might be some other things we can do to help you qualify for a little bit more. You might be able to pay off some debt. You might be able to put a little bit more money down. Some people reach into their 401ks to help to put additional funds down for a down payment. So once we determine what you need, your needs are, and what you qualify for, we normally put everything together. We run it through our underwriting system. It's an automated underwriting system, and that system will tell us if you're approved or not. And if indeed you are not approved at this particular time, there may be some things that you need to work on. But if you are approved, then your file will go to processing. At that particular time, our processor will re-verify the information, And once we submit a pre-approval letter to you, you can give that to your agent. And your agent will be able to help you find a home, as Aria stated. Once she helps you find a home, you will get a binding contract. And this binding contract, once that is completed, you will be required to put down earnest money. And that earnest money usually is anywhere from $500 to maybe 1% of the sales price. Area can better advise you on that. And this earnest money will be needed prior to you receiving any kind of assistance. If you qualify for down payment assistance, you would need to have some of your own monies up front. And I suggest that you have anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 because you do have to pay upfront for not only your earnest money, but an appraisal. Once we get a contract, we have to order an appraisal. The appraisal will establish the value of the home and if the home needs any repairs. And not only that, you would have to get an insurance quote for homeowners insurance. And that insurance will help to protect your home against any kind of accidents, such as you could have a fire, you could have theft of property, things like that. It protects you, and as well as it protects the lender. My processor will assist us throughout the loan to verify all information that has been sent in to underwriting. And once we get all this information, we'll get a final approval. And once we get all this, then we could possibly get a clear to close on your loan. I think Aria spoke about that, about getting a home inspection. A home inspection is not required by the lender, but it's highly recommended. I personally would not purchase a home without a home inspection. Is there any questions at this time?
Joyce, can you tell them?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Can you tell them about the down payment assistance programs that you all have available?
Sure. Right now, Renaissance have several programs with down payment assistance. One of the ones that's most popular is our community home buyer, which is a 100% program with no private mortgage insurance. Right now, we are currently have an incentive for the majority minority census tract with an interest rate of 5.875, and a discount point may be applied depending on your credit score. We're also offering what we call a closing cost assistance program, which can give you up to a $5,000 grant towards your closing costs. And not only that, we do have several other down payment assistance. Even with that community homebuyer program, it's 100% financing, but you can get an additional 3% of the sales price up to $10,000 towards your closing costs that can be applied to that loan as well. And we have a host of other products that Renaissance offer. And I would love to share those with you, but maybe at a later date.
Okay, so as we can see, there's lots of down payment assistance and money that's available for new home buyers to take advantage. You do have to have the credit score that is required. So what we highly recommend is preparation. If you have questions in reference to things that you need to do to get prepared to purchase a home, calling Joyce Gillard would definitely be a good idea. We'll have her number listed below, and then we can also let her give you all her number too. But being prepared is very important. Once she pull your credit report, if she sees that there's issues that needs to be resolved, she can tell you those things. Sometimes you can take advantage of those, take care of those things immediately, and sometimes it may take a few months. But Joyce will hang in there with you until you get everything done. She'll keep counseling you and giving you information about what you need to do to get you prepared to purchase a home. what we like to do is to try to help you to be sure to, when you purchase a home, that you can purchase a home stress-free. So we try to work with you, get you prepared, and help this process of buying a home to be a very easy process. Some people get very irritated when they're going through the process and they haven't gotten prepared, and they want to blame it, put the blame on someone else, or they'll say the loan officer is asking for this and she's asking for that. All of that is very important to you to get the process and get the loan closed, because you have to realize that you're getting a government loan most of the time. In the government, there's information that's required. For example, when it's time for your earnest money or money for down payments and things like that, you can't have had money in a shoebox and reach back and say, hey, they said, where you get that money? Well, I had it under my mattress in a shoebox. That doesn't work when you're getting a mortgage, a loan for a house. So you have to have your money in a bank account. That's very important, that you can show a paper trail as to where that money come from. And even when you have someone that's going to give you some assistance, say hypothetically, your parents are going to give you some money, they will have to sign a gift letter to say that they gave you X amount of dollars. And then the lender is going to want a paper trail from them as to where that money comes from. So when you get ready to purchase a home, know that it's very important that you got money in the bank and that you can give accountable, or it can be your 401k or other sources, that you can give accountability as to where that money comes from. Otherwise, that money cannot be counted or used for the purchase of a home. So those things are very important. And like I say, we try to meet all your real estate needs, and we try to make the process very stress-free. I've seen some people buy houses and it just went like a breeze. And the reason why is because they had everything in order. So that's what we're saying today, is just prepare when you get ready to purchase a home. Get prepared. Call us for information about what you need to do. I can help you with telling you what you need to do. Joyce can help you with your loan. So feel free to contact us at any time. I'm going to give you my information. It's Area Mays. My phone number is 901-335-9324. Again, that's Area Mays. My phone number is 901-335-9324. And Joyce, can you give them your information and let them know how they can contact you?
Yes, my name is Joyce Gillard, and that's JoyceGillard. My direct phone number is 901-604-2516. And as Area stated, I like to try to hold my client's hand throughout the process. There might be some issues that come up that we have to resolve, but I'm there the whole step of the way with you. And we can make whatever necessary adjustments that are needed to help you qualify for a loan. And like I stated earlier, sometimes you qualify at this time, sometimes you might have to wait to qualify. But that's something we want to get to on the front end. So when you get a pre-approval letter, you're ready to go. There's no question that you're approved or not. And if any event that we feel that we need to send you directly to underwriting, we'll do that on the front end. We will not have you going out looking for a home that you cannot qualify for. And you'll know exactly the amount you can qualify for. You'll know all the programs that are available to you, so you can make an informed decision about what best fit you and your family. So again, my name is Joyce Gillard with Renaissance Bank. And you can reach me at 901-604-2516. And if you have any questions, you can ask them as of now.
We do have two questions. The first question is, will a person's spending on their bank statements be harmful?
Well, it depends on what they're spending it on. If we see a consistent payment each month on your bank statement to a particular person or place, they will want to verify if that's any new debt that has been added to you. Are you paying back a loan, or you just getting your hair done and you're doing cash apps and different things like that? but it is important to try to have clean bank statements if all possible. And as Ariel stated, if you do have large deposits, we do have to verify where those funds are coming from.
Another question is, what's a good credit score?
Well, that all depending on what type of loan you're trying to get. But I would say try to have a credit score of at least 640 if possible. The stronger your credit, the more opportunities you have as far as the type of loans that are available to you. Some loans require you to have at least a 660 credit score, some a 640, some a 620. So it just depends on your overall credit. That makes a difference, as well as your overall debt to income situation. If you have a lot of debt and you have a low credit score, it might not allow you to buy as much house as you would like to.
And also, Joyce, can you tell us how non-sufficient funds may hurt you that's on your bank statements?
Well, they are, yeah, it could hurt you because if you have a lot of insufficient funds showing up on your bank statements, it could, kind of signal to the underwriter that you're not a responsible person. If you have one or two, we might be able to write a letter of explanation and it'll be okay. But if you have a history of every month having a lot of insufficient funds showing up on your on your bank statements, this kind of signals that you're not ready to be a homeowner because you're not showing that you know how to manage your money. So that's very, very important because I'm not sure how much it is now for insufficient funds. I rarely see them now. It's about $35, I believe. So I don't think any of us have any money to give away, but you do want to have a clean bank statement.
And also, when you're purchasing a home, you don't want to go out and buy a new car, furniture, things that's going to reflect that you create new debt. So you don't want to create new debt. So it's a lot of things that's monitored when you're in the process of purchasing a home. I have gotten to the closing table, whereas a buyer was in the process of buying a house and went out and bought some new furniture, and that canceled their loan. So things like that, going out, making large purchases and things like that, when you're in the process of buying a house, can damage the process.
That is so true, Ariel, because one thing I do tell my clients, and I think I was a little shaken up because I had a trouble getting on today, but I did want to mention that I did have that in bold here, is please do not open up any new debt without talking to your loan officer, because we can advise you if there's something that will hurt your loan, or if you have enough funds to move forward with that purchase. So please do not do anything without talking to your loan officer.
Absolutely.
Another question, how far in advance should one begin the preparation for a home buying process?
Well, it's going to depend. It depends on if your credit is already good, you have saved money for your home. I would say 60 to 90 days. But if you have work to do, you might want to start earlier, about 6 months ahead of time, to find out where are you in the process. Do you need to work on anything? Do you need to save money? Are you going to be able to get down payment assistance? A lot of people think that everybody automatically qualifies for down payment assistance if they're a first-time home buyer, but a lot of these programs depend on your income. So we would have to look at all those things and just determine what's best for you. So if you feel that you have any issues, like I stated earlier, I like to do a consultation. You're welcome to give me a call and we can talk through your situation and see what's best for you at this time.
And also, if you have some late payments on any of your debt, then you definitely want to get that in order, that you've been paying consistently for the past 12 months.
That is correct.
Another question, what about pool inspections?
Go ahead.
Okay, pool inspections is not mandatory, but if, of course, if you are buying a house that has a pool, we do highly recommend that you get it inspected. It's no regulation to say that it's mandatory, neither through the real estate part or with the lender, unless the appraisal come out and there are some issues that is very noticeable, or if it's a pool that has been drained and there's no usage, it could be a hazardous for a home buyer. So an appraisal may say something like that. But we do recommend that you get it inspected, and I do sell houses where, people that get the home inspection and the pool inspected at the same time. So if you're gonna invest that kind of money into a purchase of a home, get everything inspected.
That is true because if the appraisal comes back and states something about that pool, especially if they give it value, sometimes they don't give the pool any value, depends on the neighborhood you live in. But if they do give the pool value and they say that the pool need to be inspected, it must be inspected.
And since Joyce mentioned about the value of a pool, sometimes home buyers or home sellers will think that because they got a pool that has really increased the value of their home. But just to give you all a scenario, my neighbor, they had a pool installed. They paid $70,000 for that pool to be installed, and the appraisal only gave them the value of $10,000 for that pool. That's a little nugget for someone that want to sell a house. Of course, it's a big nugget for someone to buy a house, so, okay.
Well, it absolutely depends on what neighborhood these pools are in. Some areas, pools are given a lot of value because most people in that neighborhood has pools. And sometimes they're very, what word am I looking for? They have, like Area said, it might be 60, 70,000. Some people have spent $100,000 in fixing up their backyard with pools and things like that, and outdoor kitchens and all that. And if it's in neighborhoods that the appraisal feels the value is there, they will give it a little bit more value than the $10,000.
Another question is there an income limit on down payment assistance?
Some of the programs, there are income limits depending on where you're purchasing right now. Like I said, we have several programs. We have the one that's 3% up to $10,000. If your income is 80% of the medium income, which is about 83,000, which equates to about 64,900. But if you're purchasing in a majority minority census tract right now, there is no income limits, and you might qualify for some of these programs depending on the area in which you purchase your home in.
Those are all the questions that I had.
Thank you, Thomas.
Does anyone else have any questions?
If anyone has any questions, they can raise your hand, use the raise your hand feature, and we will unmute your mic and you'll be able to ask your question live. But the questions that I asked were the ones that we had in the chat, the Q&A feature, and as well as on social media.
Look like we got a question, Thomas.
Miss Brenda Wilson, you're able to unmute at this time.
My question is, do you already have a prepackaged group of information like what you all were talking about that's in a packet of some kind that the consumer can use to go by? Already set up like a home buyer's guide or something like that, already set up with all this information in it?
Well, I have what we call an application checklist that I could send to the buyer that kind of tells them some of the things that they need to prepare for when and doing an application. And but as far as the down payment assistance programs and all of that, we would discuss that at application, and I can share all the different options that we have here at Renaissance Bank.
Okay, we have a Renaissance Bank here, but if we wanted to work directly with you, Miss Joyce, we can ask for you, right?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Okay, and
Where are
can
you located?
in Columbus, Mississippi?
Okay, yes, ma'am. I can work directly with you in any parts of Mississippi.
Okay, and also one last thing, if what am I about to lose my thought here? Oh gosh, I had it right on the tip of my tongue. Oh my goodness, got too many questions on my mind. Oh no, the income limit, you said was 83,000 for some of the down payment assistance program. That's the limit for the consumer, right? How much money they can actually earn or make.
It's 80% of the 83,000, which is $64,900.
Yeah.
But it depends on where you purchase at. So if you're purchasing in a majority minority census tract or low to moderate income census tract, then the income limit would not be required.
What do you mean
So
by
you can make more money.
what do you mean by low income tract area?
Well, those tracts are areas where most of the people that live in those tracts are considered low to moderate income. Or if you purchase in an area that's a majority minority census tract, and that just means a diverse census tract, and you're able to purchase in those areas without an income limit, especially on our community home buyer program.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And
One-
that concludes, Ms. Joyce, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna add something, we do have, I think two really outstanding products. We have several products here at Renaissance, so like I said, once we do a consultation, we'll see what your needs are. But we do have what we call a construction loan. It's called Construction to Perm, where you can purchase your land and build your home all in one loan. We also have a renovation loan where you can add the renovations to the cost. So say for instance, if the sales price is, we'll just say it's 250,000 and you got $50,000 worth of renovations, we can add that to the total cost and that will become your sales price. And you would only have to put down whatever the minimum requirements, like if it's 3% or 5% down payment, and you can do everything in one loan with one payment. So those are some I think pretty great options we have here at Renaissance that, you as a consumer could take advantage of.
Did anyone else have a question?
If no more questions, if you could, Ms. Area, Ms. Joyce, give any final comments or anything that you'd like to share for final thoughts?
Okay, I would like to thank everyone for logging in today. If you have any questions for your real estate needs, whether it be selling or buying a house, investment property, new construction, call me. We can help you with whatever you need in your with real estate. Thank you.
I would like to thank you all as well, for allowing me to share this information. I hope this information was very helpful. Some of the information I probably didn't necessarily go over, but I'm willing to talk to you one-on-one if needed. You can please give me a call. I'm available at 901-604-2516. And I usually work Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5:30 p.m. So please give me a call.
Thank you both so much for that valuable information that you guys shared. We hope the ones who are watching live or who will watch this replay later to also receive this. They receive valuable information. Once again, we want to remind you about a couple of updates. Medicare open enrollment started Tuesday, October 15th, and it goes to December 7th, 2024. Next third Wednesday parent resource chat will be Wednesday, November 20th at 11 a.m. And also open enrollment for the 2025 Affordable Care Act begins Friday, November 1st, 2024. You may learn more about us at www.okhioregionalcdc.com. You can also contact our office at 662-298-3584. As we conclude this wonderful webinar, let's take a moment to express our gratitude to those who made it possible. A heartfelt thank you to our board chair, Jennifer Garrett, our executive director, Dr. Michael Miner, and our project director, Mrs. Lottie Miner. This has been a production of Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, where we are dedicated to belonging, building, and bridging in the Mid-South region. Thank you all for joining us and enjoy the rest of your day. And the ones who are on Zoom, you can hang out for a bit and ask any other follow-up questions.